Welcome to our podcast. It was voted one of the best in the marketing research industry 2 years in a row, first in 2019 and happily again in 2020. This is Research Business Daily Report, the only daily research news video, and we've been around for the last 10 years. Now, we do rely on viewers' support to continue this series, and we hope that you will feel like pitching in. We'll tell you how you can at the end of today's video. I'm Bob Lederer, in my 26th year as a respected voice in market research. As promised, more today from Kelvin Claveria's interview with Bala Rajan regarding researchers' COVID all-in-one shift to online qualitative last year. Bala spoke positively about seamlessly integrating online Qual with Quant. It's so much more powerful, he said, and so less time-consuming since you don't need to set up a separate Quant session. Rajan highlighted some of online Qual's benefits. For instance, large groups of people as opposed to the traditional qualitative small, tight group. SMS and messaging apps that are far faster in connecting with consumers. An online Qual frequently offers additional cost benefits. For instance, no travel to a central location. However, Rajan was compelled to spotlight a handful of negatives as well. No taste testing, no tactile research with new products. You can't go shopping or really play with a new game or a website. And if you think any of those things can be done online, well, certainly yes, they can, but he doesn't think they can be done anywhere as well. Rajan admitted researchers attempt to do those things, but he emphasized that the results are not the same as doing these tests online or offline. Another Rajan recommendation is flipping the order of survey questions when you do something online as compared with offline. Now that constitutes posing the most important questions first and asking less consequential questions later on. It also collects answers to questions way faster, and that's by necessity because respondents are not going to hang around beyond a few minutes. On the other hand, consider applying projective techniques with your online Qual to get people to think more deeply about the subject and to get them to talk more. Why does this make sense, especially during COVID? Well, remember the nuanced behavioral changes we mentioned yesterday? Online Qual opens the way to reach a brand's outliers in addition to the mass market. Take, for instance, the toothpaste that a consumer buys and the brushing that has greater meaning to that consumer because their dentist is essentially out of bounds during bad periods of COVID. Rajan underlined a common misappropriation of online Qual, what he called force-fitting what the researcher has done traditionally offline into an online methodology. He asserted that the researcher determined to push his or her work online has to adapt strategies to get the most out of the online medium. They have to adapt the style of questions, polish up analysis of open-ended questions, and vastly shorten the time required to complete a questionnaire because you want to respect the medium, whether it's SMS or another mobile survey tool. Rajan discussed reliance on videos, stressing not to delve into intensely personal subjects for online Qual at the start. Why? Because there are far more quote-unquote lurkers in an online Qual session than wholehearted participants. And those lurkers need to get very comfortable before they're going to open up and freely speak. Summing up, Rajan counseled that turning off all focus groups and switching entirely to online Qual, quote, is probably too big a jump. That's a wrap on today's Research Business Daily Report. As we mentioned at the start of today's RBDR, we hope you'll become an RBDR Patreon supporter because our videos are viewer-supported. And being a supporter, a Patreon supporter, means providing some sort of a monthly contribution. Usually it's done through a credit card. It helps us to maintain the excellence of our reporting. How do we earn your support if we haven't done already? Well, we hope that we do by having you continue to watch us. Do it regularly, or if that doesn't work, once in a while when you find a particular subject that really resonates with you. After you do that, we think that it won't be a problem for you to consider visiting our exclusive crowdfunding platform at patreon.com/RBDR. And once you get there, you can literally select whatever level of support you are most comfortable with, and we'll say thank you for doing that. We hope you have a good research day, and we will be back here tomorrow and hope you will be back with us. And until then, please stay safe.